So, let's have a bit of a chat about what to do.
Yes, definitely. So, we discussed this extensively off camera. I still think our best bet is to push to the 3 to the south, and then move quickly on the 6 ahead of the Orc stronghold. But you, Doctor, advocate for going north at some point and picking up some of the extra bonuses that we don't have many of so far.
We don't have any of them at all, other than Honor Guard. That's what I'm kind of thinking, is that obviously enemies will entrench their positions a little bit, but I think this 6 is already a 6. I think it'll be bigger by the time we're there. What I think is just, we haven't really picked up any bonus stuff at all, really. Right next to us here is increased manpower, which would permanently lift our squad and vehicle caps, which would be really nice. Right up at the top, which is less worth it, is industrial production, which gives us a permanent bonus to requisition, but that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns even to get up there, which is a bit risky.
That's a long way away.
And then there's Fury, which is attack twice per turn. Not sure if that's worth it, but it would be from here 2 moves to go up and then to there, and then we could continue what our plan was anyway. It'd bring a kick against the Necrons recently, but I think that increased squad and vehicle cap, especially going up against Orks, could be really handy.
Yeah, I mean, we are relying quite heavily on our big blocks of Marines, but surely it's better for us to go destroy the 3 and then go up to the 5, because if we're going to spend a move repositioning anyway, surely it's best
that's a good move, I think.
To take a territory while we do it.
Yeah, we could take the 3 and then see how the 6 looks. Because once we're up to it, we'll be able to recon it and see if they've got 2 bases or whatnot.
Yeah, if you hear this viewership, our hesitancy is to attack any territory that has 2 bases, because you have to very quickly overwhelm one. Because if you allow both bases to tech up, you're effectively playing 2 players at once, and you just get overwhelmed.
Especially against Orks, it has a real strong potential of that. Well, in Venice, right. Before we do anything, we need to end our turn and see what happens. So
let's see what the bad guys do. This might drastically alter our strategy. So,
the Tower's attacking up Eldar.
And they lose.
Fail, yeah.
Oh, the Tower having a rough time. Gorgutz goes that way.
Tower having a really rough time.
Oh dear, only the stronghold left. Necrons do nothing. The Eldar move to there.
Cool.
I don't think this changes our strategy, other than perhaps to buy some Honor Guard units before we go in.
I think we're fully Honor Guarded up, are we not? Oh no, we just need the Librarian back.
Our senior Librarian.
Yeah, we've got
I guess we'll come up with a name for him
Davidus,
later.
or whatever we called him. Davius, Danatar, that was it.
Brother Danatar, I think so.
Yep, Steve the Perpetual.
Oh no, Steve the Perpetual.
Oh no, that's Steve. Steve's the regular. The Assault Marine is Danatar, and then we have Longius the Lonely.
Longinus the Lonely. His friends always leave him.
The best thing about him, though, is we get a permanent chaplain that we can attach to him as well if we do this mission.
Brilliant. Let's do that.
He can have a forever friend.
Now, the really cool thing is, like, if we get a chaplain in our Honor Guard, there's nothing to stop us building a chaplain later on, so we can
because I realize we have the same with the Librarian, don't we? We can have 2 Librarians now, because we've got an Honor Guard Librarian, and we can just get a regular one.
Yeah, that's no bad thing. I'm on board with the strategy. Let's head south and then see how it looks.
This also wiped Chaos completely off the map, whereas hilariously, officially, Imperial Guard are still in that one little stronghold. It's like, you know the story of that guy who was, like, on one of the islands fighting for Japan in the Second World War.
And he was like a holdout. They found him in like the 60s or something.
Yeah, and he basically refused. He believed that anything saying the war is over and Japan has surrendered was propaganda. So, didn't come out.
Crazy. There's an episode of Archer based around this premise, I'm pretty sure. And it's a good episode. It's mildly racist, but it's Archer. So
classic Archer, yeah. Right, let's get you to
this map just looks tired and muddy and...
It's very brown, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, no, you're the wrong one. Can I take something with a Librarian?
No, character units can't capture strategic points, unfortunately.
But it really does spawn all of my Honor Guard, like, literally right on top of each other, which is mildly annoying. Right, let's build another servitor, and let's get going. Chapel Barracks, please.
We've discussed our strategy quite extensively, both on and off camera viewership, but we'll see how this develops. We've got a good head of steam, our Honor Guard is growing, but I think you do have a point, Doctor, in that we don't have any of the special bonuses conferred by many of the territories. So
yeah, so our only real strength over when we literally started this is Honor Guard. That's it. And our Honor Guard is fine for, like, quickly grabbing stuff at the beginning here, but not amazing. Exactly, so...
Not incredible, no. And if we're going to take, which we will have to do eventually, territories that have 2 bases, our honor guard has to be strong enough to overwhelm the first base quickly, and then we'll set up our usual walking gun line against the second base.
Yes, my lord.
Even just the default Marines have a really good sound. For now, I guess I'll attach you to him, why not? Since I haven't actually got a squad of Marines to attach him to yet. Though they're incoming, don't worry.
Excellent. I mean, having watched the recordings back now, I say, buy some more Marines. It's maybe the thing I say most often on this stream.
And yet you're not wrong. It is also always a sound strategy, I think. So.
If you can't solve the problem with Space Marines, you aren't using enough Space Marines. I read some strategies about Dawn of War, and apparently the accepted strategy for most of these maps is to try and contest every point really early on, and just kind of fight running battles and make it difficult for your opponent to capture.
As a player, I find that deeply stressful. But I can see the advantage to it, certainly.
I don't think it'd be conducive to good content, so maybe a better strategy.
Yeah, because that was always like the meta with Battle for Middle Earth was the same as literally like any open area you have, you should be building like resource production buildings on, because that's otherwise you've just got dead space basically.
I think we would find it very difficult to converse with you clicking frantically trying to contest every point.
Yeah,
I prefer our more restful approach, but let us know in the comments, viewership. What do you think of the Doctor and I's strategy? It's definitely not optimal, but be nice to us and tell us how you think our strategy's going.
Yeah. Alright, is that armory? No, it's not an armory building at all. Nor should it be. So I realise I've outpaced my own power production.
Now, there is a... Excuse me, I've taken a bit of a croissant. Not the crumpets that we discussed earlier, but a croissant. There is a slag deposit right next to the relic, which we should probably just build onto.
Yeah, I think I'm basically going to send this guy over and build a listening post there and then go straight up. I need an armory.
Here to serve.
Because... Oh, not refracted. Oh, yeah, I'll get that soon. That's fine.
Heavy weapons are good.
Yeah, I know. I've learnt that, certainly. I'll actually hold off on reinforcing them for now.
Here to serve.
A little bit more. There we go.
I remember watching like a designer's commentary for the very first Dawn of War game. So the one that came out a couple of games before this one. And in the designer commentary, they were like, yeah, one of the founding tenets of the game was that Space Marines don't chop trees. Because like if you play Age of Empires or like Cossack or American Conquest or any of these kind of real-time strategy games, you've got to have like peasants who are out chopping wood. And these guys were like, no. Space Marines don't chop trees. They don't build things. They destroy things.
Yeah, I quite like the way like the resource management in this. That it's definitely there, but it's not like front and center. And usually, like, it's just to limit the tech tree in the early stages, I think. But then, like, you get to the point where you've got time is your limiting factor, not resources. You get to that point nice and quickly.
Yep, I like it. We've discussed the mechanics of this game at some length already. We think it's nice and balanced. The factions play differently. But I like even just the look of the Marine buildings, that these are not, permanent structures. This is like a little forward base that's there just to bring in more Marines.
Yeah.
Like, you get the impression none of these structures are going to be there when the Marines move on to whatever next theatre they're going to go and fight in.
Except they kind of are, but well, next theatre, obviously.
For the purposes of this map, for the game, I suppose, yeah.
I quite like that about this, because Soulstorm didn't have that, weirdly. The persistent buildings. Instead, you know how you can garrison units when you leave a territory?
Yes.
You could garrison buildings in the same way.
So the Imperial Guard can do that in this game. They can garrison almost any building, which makes sense because the idea is that like we're fighting at what's called a PDF regiment, so a planetary defense regiment.
Yeah.
So their whole shtick is just like digging in and fortifying positions and making it hard for the enemy to advance on them.
I still don't think. I think I've literally never played as the Guard because I never played Winter Assaults. And you've talked a lot about the advantages and the fun of playing the Imperial Guard, being playing an old force, and I was like, yeah, not for me, I think.
I understand the appeal. I just don't quite share it. If I remember correctly, you had to play as them in bits of the campaign in Winter Assault, and it was tough going, like really tough going.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. Alright, let's get heavy weapon increase as soon as I can, and been a notable lack of
bad guys.
The ruinous powers so far, yeah.
They're lying low. The traitors could be anywhere, Doctor.
Alarming. Well, it lets me basically skill up because I don't think they'll make it past this line. Or, well, It does really depend on where they're going to come from. Maybe
It does.
Terminator up there, just to be sure. Yeah.
So
let's be careful.
The Doctor and I off camera were reviewing a list of like 40k games. So like there have been 40. Bizarrely, it'd be really nice if it had been exactly 40k games to date. But when this list was published, there were 42 of them. Maybe we can put it in the comments or something. But it's a definitive list ranking all of the 40k games that have ever been made. Some of them look pretty poor, but there's a lot. There's a lot of research that has gone into making this list. This game, I think, is pretty near the top. I'm scrolling through now.
I have a feeling it is at the top.
I mean, even as someone who spent a lot of time playing 40k and immersing himself in Games Workshop products, I've never heard of some of these games.
Because you played Fire Warrior, didn't you?
I did play Fire Warrior.
Talking to the Dragon the other day, apparently he played a fair bit of Fire Warrior because it was on the PlayStation, wasn't it?
I really liked it. I think it was the first proper FPS game that I really played. And
yeah.
I played Tau at the time, and I was getting into 40k for the first time, and it was all idyllic and lovely. And I think fondly of those days, but I remember Fire Warrior being a decent game. It's not very high on this list, though.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether it was just a product of its time. I'm sure I've looked it up before, and it has good historic kind of like Metacritic reviews or whatever the gaming lexicon was back then. But I think it did okay when it came out in terms of reviews. I think it's a product of its time, and it's not aged well.
Yeah.
Is he going to fly over the way? Oh, brother Danatar!
That's the nice thing about Danatar. Like, he's probably more powerful than any other single unit for just grabbing early game things, because he can just flip between points and grab them, even if I never even listening post them. If you are going to do that uncautious style of gameplay we briefly talked about.
It's just a cool conceit. Like, what can make Space Marines genetically enhanced super warriors from beyond the stars? What can make them cooler? Jetpacks!
Right, that's good. That's looking good. Oh, no, that's not looking good yet. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's Sorcerer.
Just a lowly Chaos Sorcerer. Thule can smash him to bits.
Oh, and he did.
Oh wow.
Fuck me.
That
God,
did
even
not
by the
take
time
long.
I zoomed in, he was hey, fuck off. Right, they seem to be coming from here then, it seems.
If we get Thule's Grey Knights into them.
Oh yeah, I didn't realise they were actually here yet. I actually want them on yellow. I've been learning things.
There we go. I think we are improving as we get kind of used to these units.
Yeah, definitely. These guys... Hey, fuck off, Raptors.
Oh, Raptors.
Less of that.
It's okay, we got
Terminator involved.
Oh, the Librarian uses big smite.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh, he's got a sword as well. I thought the Librarian came with like a power staff. There's all manner of power weapons. I think we may have discussed them earlier.
Everything can be power. Power fist, power staff, power sword. Is a power
axe.
sword and a chainsaw the same thing?
No, a chainsword is... I don't know if any of our guys have them. If you zoom in on Danatar, he has a chainsword. He was up capturing that point.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
So he has a chainsword.
Oh, yeah.
You see how that's like literally a chainsaw but a sword, and then if you zoom in on our Librarian, he's a power sword. So a power sword is like an energy weapon, whereas a chainsword is like a more mundane but still
It's
very
literally just a
dangerous
chainsaw.
weapon.
Yeah.
Chainsaw but a sword, yeah. I think it's
Makes
tipped
sense.
I think it's tipped with like space metal to make it super durable, but that's basically what it boils down to.
Power weapons. Yeah, it says equips all... Oh yeah, equips the Librarian with a force weapon is what power weapons does.
Oh, okay.
Don't know what that necessarily means, but hey, there we go. I never even read what half of these things are. I'm just like, grab everything in the armory you can. Why not? Alright, let's...
Yes, Lord.
You know what? Let's just make another chapel barracks here. Why not? This is like at a forward base. Fuck it. I basically set up camp here, so...
Why the hell not, indeed.
Yep.
We were discussing off-camera viewership that we feel that Chaos Marines in this game get a pretty rough time of it. So they're not as durable or as attacky. They don't deal as much damage as regular Marines. They seem to be just inferior in every way. They're not as numerous as Orks. They don't have the firepower that Tau do. They don't have all the kind of strange trickery and like kind of secrety, ganky stuff that Eldar do. Like they don't even have the same firepower or the numbers that Guard have. It's a tough faction, we feel. But maybe there's some Chaos Space Marine players who are here and can tell us why their heretical ways are actually better.
So they're either down there, maybe they're down here. I'm actually, once he's done capturing this relic, I'm actually going to... Hey, fuck off, you. Well, he's going to have a bad time pretty soon.
That's a heretic. That's
just a builder, isn't it?
That's a builder unit.
Taking heavy fire from where? Oh, no, we're not. Don't say we're taking heavy fire when it's cultists, you lying game.
The Doctor and I were also discussing off camera about a game that I used to play as a child called the Cultist game, where if there were 5 or 6 of us, one of us got to be the Space Marine, and the rest of them got to be the cultists. And your only goal as the cultist was to die in the most dramatic fashion possible against the Space Marine. It was a great game. We had so much fun playing it.
I always forget as well that this game is old enough that when I was a child applies to people who are nearly 30 now. Oh, that's probably where the base is. Go.
There we go.
There we go. Now we found it out. Right, let's move forwards then. Just hold a line there, why not? Let's get some Marines in there.
Why not, indeed?
Oh, am I not gone to Fortress Monastery yet? Baffling. There we go. Let's get some cap as well. You, mate, build me an orbital relay, I think. Oh no, Sacred Artifact. I keep forgetting I keep thinking I have a Sacred Artifact because I have
a librarian.
Yeah. It's throwing me.
I mean, the librarian's sort of useful. It's better to have him than not have him, I suppose.
Oh yeah, and you get other. I think Sacred Icon you need it to get Fortress Monastery, maybe. Sorry, not Sacred Icon. Sacred Artifact. Been playing too much Halo. Guys, where are you going? Have you seen something up there?
No, just
What the fuck?
Going for a little stroll.
No!
Oh,
he's like dripping down the wall.
Oh, there
That's
we go.
Awful.
He vanished back into the warp. It's fine.
And we'll never speak of it again. Right.
I am the instrument of his will. Yes.
I'm sorry I'm quiet, Colonel. I'm finishing off this croissant, but I'll be more...
That's fine. I mean, we've faced a lot of chaos and we've functionally defeated them, so this will probably be edited highlights more than anything else.
Oh, that's one of the most important upgrades. Why don't we have that?
Well, targeting bionic thing,
Yeah.
targeting optics. Yeah, I think you needed some kind of upgrade. I didn't have to get it when I first got the monastery, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! Fuck! Wasn't prepared for this. Whoops. That's a problem.
Oh, do they have 2 bases?
They
That
shouldn't, certainly.
It's not the first time this game will have lied to us, though.
Oh god.
Oh shit! That's the Chaos Lord.
Interesting. Right.
That's not good at all. Yeah, we got a dreadnought. We can go over there quickly.
Not quickly. No.
Let's get him to lumber over there. We might lose the point though.
Yeah, I think we probably will lose the point, but I'm making some Marines here.
We'll make a chaplain as well. He can fight the Chaos Lord.
That is true. That is true. Now I'm not got enough requisition to fight the chaplain. Make a chaplain. So.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's get these guys with heavy bolters, I think, before upgrading them.
I think they'll get their asses kicked over there, but you never know.
These guys, we can wait and reinforce these guys. I'm happy enough to lose that point, quite frankly.
We can always capture it back.
Exactly. Right.
I'm not convinced now that the choke part we're going down is where their base is, but like
There's a defiler
it's a
coming
defiler.
from there. That makes me think it is what we're heading for.
Okay, I take it all back.
But I don't know where these guys have come from, so there might be a second base kicking around, which is slightly alarming.
Again,
I mean, it's only cultists that is with the Chaos Lords, so.
True.
Which is weird that they put the Chaos Lord with cultists.
The AI makes some strange decisions, but when you download a bug fix to try and fix those like little glitches,
unfortunately, yeah, you make
makes
them into
the
a
game
god.
invincible.
Yeah. Right, can you dismantle the Chaos Lord, please?
He will eventually.
Oh yeah. I mean, pretty quickly actually.
It's kind of cool that like this is now no longer Eliphas the Inheritor, the named
Yeah,
Chaos
it's just
Lord.
a generic Chaos Lord. Oh, there he goes. Cool. Happy days. We're fine. Right, can I have one of my builders here?
Yes, most
Something that we thought might be quite cool is if there were other named characters for the factions. So we spoke about this off camera, but if the Space Marines, if we could split our army on the overworld map into one force led by our force commander and one perhaps by the librarian, we thought that'd be really cool.
Yeah, because that's what I was talking about. That's what you can do with Battle of Middle-earth. You can have, like Eomer leads half of the men of the West, and Aragorn leads the other, or whatever.
It also means you can pick and choose where like you want the flow of the story to be. So maybe
Yeah.
I'm just someone who's a huge fan of librarians, and I want my librarian to be like my primary commander, and that's okay because that's actually encouraged in the Blood Ravens.
Yeah. And it just gives you a few more options rather than like, if we want to go up north here now, because basically until Battle of Middle-earth you can move every army once a turn. So it could be like one army goes up north to get, that thing that we left up near the Imperial Guard, whilst the other one goes and tries to... Oh no.
Doombolt, I think is that. Oh, can you fly up there?
Off he fucks. Yeah, this is just another base
brother-
thing over here. We'll save him.
Brother
don't worry.
Danatar knows when the Codex Astartes requires that he withdraw. But when
good.
you're getting shot with Doom Lightning, that's the time to withdraw.
Is it actually called Doom Lightning?
It's called Doombolt, I think.
Oh god. 40k has some fucking dumb names sometimes.
40k is pretty much, it's quite on the nose sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a chaos unit that is like chaos marines or demons sometimes riding big nasty hell steeds effectively, and they're called skull crushers. it's like a 15-year-old boy's idea of like what a badass name is.
And how old were you roughly when you got into 40k?
Oh, fuck off. You always give me such shit for acting like a 14-year-old boy. And I'm sick of it, Doctor. I'm sick of it.
Oh, if the 15-year-old shoe fits, wear it.
I'm going to start conspiring against you. You've planted the seeds of mistrust and deception in my mind.
The seeds of heresy are sown.
We were talking about, again, off camera, because the Doctor and I have discussed this game in great detail between recording sessions. So,
Yeah.
we're talking about the very middling quality of the Black Library novels about the Space Marines that the Doctor is currently reading.
Yeah, because the first one was quite good. The first of the Horus Heresy ones. The second one, literally has a scene where Horus falls to his knees and shouts at the sky, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" It's like, Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah, I think the people who write them are well intentioned, but I just don't think that they're all particularly talented authors.
And they've clearly kind of got a bit of a very loose structure of, you got to get to this point, this thing's got to happen. By the end of your book, Horus has got to be in this position, stuff like that, and it's like some very forced character development sometimes has to happen to allow that.
Yeah,
right, we've got an honor guard, Reclusiarch Michaelus now.
Oh, that's cool. He carries the faith and honor of the chapter with him into battle, dramatically increases the regeneration rate of surrounding units. All right, cool. And he's a powerful
He'll be very
melee
handy to
unit.
put with...
Longinus the Lonely.
Yeah, who was great in that fight, actually. Then we get we get another Terminator if we were to take this 6th one, but I can't recon there yet. So let's move on to the next turn and see what happens. Actually, let's save first.
And you're advocating, Doctor, for us to push north.
I'm advocating for let's recon the Orc territory and see what's a good move. But I think this one here, getting increased manpower, so a permanent lift to all our squad caps, that one we were fine with because we could push through quite quickly, so we never hit caps because we just... I've never noticed... I don't know whether it's actually the case in this game, but I feel like when you remove their, commander from the map entirely, things become easier. I feel like Chaos put up much less of a fight there.
Remember, we were kind of steamrolling over Chaos anyway.
True, yeah, there's that. I think certainly in the longer engagements against some of the more obnoxious foes like the Tau and the Necrons and stuff like that, having that squad cap, Tau may be removed from this game before we even have to fight them, but Necrons look like they're in a real good place.
Yeah,
so.
I'm kind of... I don't want to fight a lot of Necrons because it's just tough going, but let's end the turn and see...
Hence why having the squad cap would be quite nice.
Yeah,
let's end the turn and see what happens, yeah.
Your argument has merit. I'm logically persuaded.